Yo, 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 this is Shaggy, and you're watching World Music Views. Yeah, large. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm JR, and this is World Music Views.
It's your boy J Ried Chevy. You are listening to World Music Views right here. I appreciate you for having me. Let's get it.
So, Jay Ried, where you from and how you got into music?
Oh man, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I've been doing music, well, the music industry type music about 10 years. I grew up in the church, of course, and then I started doing band in high school, well, in middle school, and then through high school, and then just started working on my craft then, and just working.
So, you studied music, you could play instruments, all of that?
Yes, I played the drums, and I played bass guitar. I played French horn in the band. So yeah, my music journey started very early, around like sixth grade, and I just fell in love with it, man. So it's been and I'm still in love with it. You know what I mean? So it's like an ongoing thing that just never stopped, like in me, as far as just falling in love with the production process and just music and instruments and all that stuff in general.
So, you're now on Nicki Minaj's Pink Print too. I see you with the plaque.
Pink Friday too.
Pink Friday, sorry. Pink Friday too. Pink Print, a whole nother thing. Pink Friday too. I see you with the Queen plaque behind you for 1 million records sold.
Yes, sir.
How did you get to start working with Minaj?
So that's a super long story. I'm gonna give you the short version. One of my guys that I used to work with named Brinks Billions. I was working with him on the independent level, and he just so happened to know Nicki. They were long-term friends or whatever, and he was like, "Man, the song we just did, I think that can go to Nicki Minaj." And it was like, "Okay, cool." At first, I really didn't believe him that he was gonna take it there, So it took a little minute for him to like, bruh, she like your stuff, like, you know what I mean? So it was like, okay, that's dope. And then one day they called me out the blue. They was like, "We need you to come out to see her. She want to meet with you." And the rest is history, man. That was in 2017.
Was that a life-changing moment?
Yes. I mean, it was, especially coming from where I come from, my background, it was never like something that I was like, "Oh, I want to do this for this person." You know what I'm saying? Because even when I started rapping, she wasn't a superstar, or when I started making music, she wasn't a superstar then. She was just, the biggest artist I grew up with, and like was working, not working for, but was inspired by at the time was like T.I. and Jay-Z, and it wasn't any, main female rappers at the time. So I remember the first day I heard her album come out, the Pink Friday. It was a breath of fresh air. But also, like I said, I just never thought in my wildest dreams that I'd be working with somebody like that. So it was definitely life-changing, definitely an eye-opener, something that I'll never forget. Just like you said, it was just like it was yesterday. And how she treated me with respect and, value. It really showed me that, like you said, yeah, it's a lot of celebrities out here, but they don't act like that, and I work with plenty of them. And how she rolled out the red carpet for me and really, accepting me for what I can do, not knowing me, a day in her life, you know what I mean? So it just really put me at a realization that, this is happening, you know what I'm saying?
So you really ushered in her Chun Li era, right? And you're the sound behind that. What's your musical style, and how did you manage to help her mesh that and create that Chun Li sound, which that took off in Asia, all over the world?
Right, everywhere. So I don't really have one particular style, and that's because of my background in music. Like I grew up, when I learned music, I was learning classical music. Like we were playing, I was playing in the symphony, you know what I'm saying? So I really don't have one particular type of music. And even when I listened to hip hop or stuff back in the day, I was listening to East Coast, West Coast, you know, down south. I had all these different elements to draw from. And that song in itself is more East Coast, New York rock type, you know, it's that kind of vibe. And when she came to me and expressed that that's the kind of song she was looking for, you know, she put me in the studio by myself. She gave me the studio and was like, look, here, you know what I'm saying? And it took me about 2 days I did a whole bunch of beats. I did like 12, 15 beats. And it took me about 2 days to really catch the one that she really like loved. You know, the first one was Barbie Teens that she caught and was like out of this same 15 beats. And then she finished the song. I went back home, came back. She was like, play me some more beats. And that video is actually up on Instagram, I mean, on YouTube. And she's basically saying, play me some beats. And she's getting a massage while I'm playing her beats and stuff. And she came up on the Chun Li beat and went in there and did a little mumble where she get the reference track. And the rest is history, man. It's like I said, I heard it's triple platinum, you know. So I think it's just a testament of hard work, staying down, because it was a point where I did not think I was gonna be able to do exactly what she wanted. But with a fifth of Hennessy, you know, and a little time and some good yard house to go, I was locked in. I didn't leave the room. I didn't ask for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I just stayed down and really worked on crafting that sound. You know, and then when I actually got that song, that particular beat didn't take me. It took me probably like 15 or 20 minutes to make that beat.
Yeah. And you said the whole song was created in a weekend, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Like, that's kind of genius level to create a hit song completely within a weekend.
Yes. And then like I said, it's just the testament of how hard she works. Like, I've literally seen her be in the studio 2-3 days, you know what I'm saying, in a row. And I'm in the same area and I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I'm gonna go to the hotel room. It's like, are you serious? You like, in my head, I'm like, bruh, like, this ain't the time to go to sleep. Like, go, you can sleep later. You know what I mean? So just seeing her work ethic, you know, and she doesn't have to do that. You know, this shows that she's very passionate about the stuff that she's doing. And it showed me too, like, bro, this the real deal. Like, you got to be the same kind of passionate and in love with what you're doing, regardless of how much money you're making, how much money, you know, is potential to make. It doesn't matter, because really it's about the work ethic and how much you can do. Just it's the same way that kind of got me here, because it was 5 years between Queen and this album. But I never stopped working. I never put a slight on anything that we built. It's just like, just got to be patient, put your head down in the sand and work. And then when you come up, some spectacular and miraculous might happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Which songs on this album you just remind me which songs on this album you did?
I did Pink Friday Girls, and that's the only song I've done on this particular album. But like I said,
which has a sample, right?
Which has the Cyndi Lauper sample, Girl Just Want to Have Fun.
Take me through that, how you find that sample, because you don't look like a Cyndi Lauper fan. So tell me how you found that sample to fuse, and how did Nicki treat it when she heard it?
So, I mean, like I said, it's everything has a long story to it, man. So it's just,
we got time.
Okay. So ultimately what happened was, I was in the studio with my artist Morgan, right? And you know, I've been working with her for the last 5 years. So during this time, after I met Nicki Minaj, I met Morgan. I found her off the internet and she was doing freestyles, and I was like, okay, you dope. Like, she lives in Alabama. I stay in Atlanta. She drove all the way from Alabama to Atlanta, and it really showed me her ambition. So we've been working for the last 5 years, and the end of last year, we were in the studio, and I started working on the beat for Girl Just Want to Have Fun. And she said, out her mouth, and I'm doing the video, you know what I'm saying? She's like, I can hear Nicki Minaj on this song, right? So I'm like, all right, I put the video up. I went to think about it. I sent it to Nicki, and I was like, I'm gonna just see what to do. You know what I'm saying? Lo and behold, the top of this year, I received my plaques, and I made a video about that. It's on my page, and Nicki came and said, "Congrats on your plaques." You know what I'm saying? But I saw this song, send me this beat. Said, send me the beat. So I sent her the beat, and you know, I went out there in March to work with her. She had the whole Heavy On It team. That's Heavy On It is her record label. She had the whole team out there. We networked, we grinded, we did a couple songs, and yeah, it was just like a match made in heaven. She was very excited about the song. She gave me a shout out on her radio show, you know, like I gave her some heat. So, you know, it was up. It was like, okay, wow, okay, she really liked this record. So to see it come out and shock the world and really set another standard for myself in my own career is like, it's huge, you know what I'm saying? Then she just shouted me out last night and said Jay Ried bodied the production on the song. I was like, wow. Then Cyndi Lauper basically stamped it, you know, on her page. You know, she took a video of Kai Cenat that I put on my page and put it on her stories. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very surreal experience this time around as well, just like the first time. But like I say a lot to my people around, I say, you know, I was a rookie when I came in the game with Chun Li. Now I'm more of a veteran with this song, and I know exactly what to expect, how to handle it more, you know what I'm saying? You know, even all the weird stuff that be going on, you know, with people, I see it and I can understand it, and I can be like, okay, I understand why you acting like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I can see stuff a little bit clearer than what I've done before. And it's just, like I said, it's a beautiful experience. I wouldn't take nothing away from it, honestly.
This album predicted to go to the top of the charts next week. Well, the following week, right?
Yeah.
So you're about to be one of the most in-demand producers, if you're not already.
Sure.
Who are some of the people you've worked with other than Nicki?
So in my long 10-year span of career, I've worked with Boosie and Webby. I've worked with Lil Wayne more than once. Not personally, but he's been on a couple of my tracks. Lloyd, I did like 5 songs on his last album. Rick Ross was on one of the songs, and Lil Wayne was on one of those songs. The Weeknd was on Nicki Minaj song. I've done stuff with, you know, I'm from Atlanta, so that's my home base. Jagged Edge. I worked with T.I. and Tiny's daughter, Zonique. Another person that was in Zonique's group, the OMG Girls, Beja Rodriguez. I got my own artists, Morgan and Jamar Langley. He was just on The Voice. He went to round 4 on The Voice. And yeah, like I said, it's Moneybag Yo. I'm trying to remember all of them in my head. Moneybag Yo, I did the song called Have You Ever for Moneybag Yo on his Heartless mixtape, and that was before he was just huge. So yeah, that's just a few.
That's an impressive list
that I work with.
That's an impressive list. Now, World Music Views is about music and music business. I gotta ask you, do you own your masters? Do you own your publishing? Do you own your music?
Yes. So like I said, typically producers, we get a percentage of masters, and they call it points. So technically I get a percentage of the masters. And then like I said, you know, this new song is a sample. So, you know, it's a give and take, you know what I'm saying? I'm not tripping. But ultimately the other records, yeah, I own a lot of that stuff as well. And like I said, that's what makes the business lucrative, because having the ownership of some of your stuff. Like I didn't do a major publishing deal yet with anybody. You know, that's on the horizon as well. But just trying to take my time and understand the game for the last 5 years was very imperative. You know, I done been through a couple lawsuits and all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Really? Tell me about that. Tell me about the lawsuit.
I ain't telling you about that. You know, I don't want to throw nobody on the bus. Just know I went through it and I came on the other end and still smiling. You know what I'm saying?
As in you won.
It's a win. Let's say that I didn't win, but it's a win.
Okay.
You know, so just
And
being through all that.
From you sampling music before?
I don't really sample, and the reason is because, like Chun Li, right? They was surprised I didn't sample on that song. The label was asking like, "Did you use this? Did you use it?" I'm like, "Nah, I didn't sample anything." But it's because not just on the monetary side, but it actually shows people that I can play music and do stuff without sampling. Like none of the songs on Queen were sampled that I did. This the only song that I produced that has a sample on it ever. That's been like published worldwide type of vibe. Like I rarely don't use samples because it gets weird or it don't get clear. You know, so ultimately, in order to keep stuff on the level playing field and keep me out of the red from having to pay a whole bunch of, artists for samples, I don't sample. So this is one of those rare moments where I sampled a song and it actually is probably going to do better than all the songs I did with her.
Yeah. When you listen to Minaj album, she has a range of music. She go pop, she go dancehall, she go Afrobeat. Like she's everywhere. And she samples a lot of songs on the album, totally, right? It speaks to her musical taste as an artist. Have you ever done any dancehall? Have you ever gone anywhere else sonically other than where you are now? Well, you went somewhere with the Chun Li, which is kind of Asian, but how's your musical taste? Are you going for dancehall? Are you going to expand your wings beyond where you are now?
Yeah, because I actually got a couple Afrobeat artist that I work with. Her name is Faith Love. She does a lot of Afrobeat dancehall. I did Ganga Burn on Queen album, which is like a dancehall feel.
That's one of my favorite songs. Ganga Burn, Ganga Burn. That's one of my.
So I produced that, and that's like you said, it's a dancehall. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
wow, I didn't know that. That's a big tune. That's a big tune.
Exactly. So I feel like as a producer, nobody could ever put me in a box. Like, oh, he just do this kind of music. Oh, he just do trap. He just do, R&B. Now it's pop. You know what I'm saying? Now we on the pop charts. So I don't want to be boxed in. I want to be able to span my range to as far as I can. You know what I'm saying? Next, I'm looking for K-pop. Like, I really want to do a lot of that kind of stuff. And like Latin, like I got Latin tracks that I really want to get to a lot of artists or, find my own Latin artists. That's kind of what I'm on right now. So yeah, man, like I never want to be in a box. Like if I'm doing 5 beats a day, none of those 5 beats are going to sound the same. And just recently I've been trying to tap into a lot of different old drum loops and like old patterns from like people like Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder and stuff like that, because that music never died. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, we can have that same feeling on our new generation of music, but I think somebody has to be out there willing to take risks and try stuff, which, like I said, I don't have nothing to lose, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the trenches trying to find the next sound and really put on and give something different to the game from my standpoint, instead of doing just the regular trap beats with samples on it. Because even the Pink Friday Girls, it's a 90s bass twang on a 80s pop record. That's a mess right there. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing is, don't nothing sound like that on her album. So it's a proud moment, man. Like just being able to express my talent at such a high level, man, and it's just amazing to me.
You sound very experienced. How old are you now?
I'm 36.
Wow.
Yeah, when I met her, I was 30 years old, but I had never been to that high of a platform. So it was like I was just trying to take everything in. I was dealing with the business side of everything. I was all over the place, and I didn't really get a chance to ingest it, and really like, okay, but now it's over with. I know too much. Like now it's like, okay, y'all gonna have to really move to the side, you know what I'm saying, and really open the door for me because of what I know and what I've accomplished. It's clear and simple. Like I don't have to prove anything to anybody. I don't have to try hard. And like I said, even the song is number 15 on the album. How is that song out of all them other songs getting the kind of spins and kind of recognition is getting? You know, shout out to the other producers that I know that rocked on the album is Milio Sounds. He's dope. He did the song with us, Sking on there.
Skillibang. You produced that song or he did?
No, Milio did, but that's my buddy. You know what I'm saying?
So I spoke with Beats. He said that he's the only producer, and he doesn't understand how other producers are on it.
Right.
He's saying he's the only producer because he was the one that produced Skeng's Little Miss also.
Right. So I think they all do co-production, but I don't know how it goes exactly. But because if you look on mine, I don't have any co-producers or anything. So
yeah,
like I said, hey.
In fact, I did a story on it, and he messaged me to say the Nicki track is only produced by me. Would be great if you correct that.
Oh well, I'm completely out of that. I don't know. I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. And I'm supposed to start interviewing him to get more clarification, but he's saying he's the only producer, even though I do.
Shout out to him too. Shout out to him. Shout out to Milio. Like I said, it's another guy, Tate Cobain. He's a part of Heavy on it. Dope artist, writer. He was on the song with Lil Wayne. I forgot the name of it. But another producer I know, produced by DB. DB is exceptional. He did another record on there. And then my homegirl, Lourdes, who's on Cowgirl, but she's also featured in the background vocals of Pretty Pink Friday Girls. So yeah, man.
She also did a song with Shensia.
Exactly.
A couple years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, she's dope, man. She's dope.
Yeah. Looking ahead, right, for your career and what you see, what advice would you give yourself 5 years ago that you have now?
Learn the business at this level. And don't be overly nice to people because people be preying on you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you just got to stay to yourself and keep a circle of people that really enjoy what you do without feeling any slight or jealousy. You know, I had to deal with a lot of that. You know what I mean? So just stay strong, put your head down, don't worry about it, keep working. You know what I mean? That would be the best advice because everything else is easy. Like make some more beats. Like, nah, that's not advice because that's literally what I do in my sleep. Like I can do that with my eyes closed. And it would be more so stay motivated, keep yourself motivated, spend more time with your family. You know what I mean? Balance stuff out to where your family is in it and you still got your business running, you know, all
that. That's solid advice. You said you're inspired by New York music. Explain that.
I mean, you gotta understand, like I'm 36, so in a let's say the early 2000s, before snap music came to Atlanta, it was nothing but Dipset, Jay-Z, you know, Can't Stop, Won't Stop, Rockefeller Records, baby. It was nothing but that.
We're the same age. We're the same age.
Yeah, so it was nothing but that. Like it was no other music, like maybe a little West Coast, maybe a little down south, but it was T.I., Jay-Z, Rockefeller, Dipset, you know, so like listening to all those records that those cats did, it was easy to be inspired or be like, oh, okay, I know what you're talking about, or I know how I can approach this song, you know, based off the big records that came out of New York when I was a child, you know what I mean? Or like Swiss Beats. I feel like Chun Li is more garnered after his style of beats, you know, because it's very minimal, but it got a lot of drums, it got drops and stuff, but it's like drum bass, you know what I mean? And his music always got you dancing. So that's kind of my MO, especially going forward. Like I want to make people dance and get out their seat and really like enjoy life, because a lot of music is just it's overly sad, or it's very repetitive with, you know, oh, it sounds like this, it sounds like that. And right now, you know, especially with Afro beats, I love Afro beats music because it gets back to the instruments. It gives people a, like that Water song by Tyler is crazy. I love that beat. You know, so I get inspired by a lot of different music, but also, like I said, New York was a good influence. Of course, Atlanta, I would never leave Atlanta out of that influential category, because I grew up here. I lived through the snap music and was at the club every weekend when that stuff came out. When Jeezy came in with BMF, like I lived through all that stuff, went to the concerts, you know what I'm saying? So that in itself molded me to be the producer and, you know, the writer, the artist, you know, all that stuff that I am today. And it just, like I said, it just keep going, man.
Yeah. Thank you so much, bro. This has been really, really good. I appreciate the music you make.